Welcome back, everybody. We're back with another episode of Kureon. I'm Stuart, your Dungeon Master, and of course, I am joined, as always, by my wonderful party. We have our host, Susie, we have Jamie, we have Aaron, and we have Stevie, who are probably all in a different direction to where I just pointed. But anyway, we'll get started with the episode soon enough, but we have a few announcements to make first. The first of which is, of course, you can catch our wonderful host, Susie, on Encounter Roleplay on Thursdays at 10 p.m. BST. That's 5 p.m. EDT. And that is for The Order, this season's viewer game, where you can join in with the horrors that she will bestow upon you, which is usually right now just Will. Will is the horror. Yeah. As well as that, you can catch Susie on the Greyhawk channel at 6 p.m. BST, 1 p.m. EDT on Fridays for Uprising in the Perrinlands, a Greyhawk adventure where Susie is playing an elfish wizard. Because of course she is. Because it's an elf. This is the only time she doesn't play an elf, is right here. So consider us special. On top of that as well, you can catch me on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. as well, which is obviously 1 p.m. EDT for you, those of you on the Eastern Seaboard. Where I am on twitch.tv/Scratagus for Wizards and Wardrobes, where I'm playing wizards as well. Lots of wizards around here, apart from in this game. On top of that, you can, of course, buy A Hat in Time, which is out now, as well as the DLC, Seal the Deal, on all major consoles and PC. And Aaron helped design a part of it. On top of that, please do go check out Stevie. He's been streaming some fantastic MTG Arena recently. It's hilarious because he makes busted, broken combo decks, which make opponents either AFK or quit. And make sure to check Jamie out as well, just in general, because I have no doubt that at some point in the near future, there's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming from that guy. So, yeah.
I'm young and powerful. It's obviously going to happen.
You are young and powerful. And don't forget as well, on the 31st of October is the final D&D in the Edinburgh Vaults game for this year, which is going to be, I can never pronounce it correctly because I don't actually speak Gaelic. Samhain, I don't know. It's spelled like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's Celtic Halloween, basically. And that is with our currently absent player, Lydia. She is the DM for that. She's a great DM. She's really fun to play with. And that is in a haunted vault. You can play D&D in actual haunted vaults, which is pretty cool considering, you know, all of the places you could play D&D in. All the places I've played D&D in, and McDonald's is not exactly the most salubrious. But yeah, that's a story for another time, because right now we have a story to get back to, because we are in the final stages of quite the adventure for our party.
Ooh.
So,
just a general, perhaps maybe content warning, Jamie's face might explode at any moment, so if you are squeamish about blood, don't look at Jamie.
I have a cold, and colds turn my nose into that one scene from Carrie.
If anything, if it does happen, though, we'll just say something lewd and it'll be an anime response.
I mean, it's the entire reason I'm wearing red, so that I don't have to.
Yeah, okay. So if you don't like seeing blood,
I'll turn the camera off.
Just
know
pretend
that
it's...
if I disappear, I'm here. I'm just leaking from the face.
Just pretend it's ketchup.
Yeah.
And then Jamie can catch up with us later after his nose finishes bleeding.
Thanks. It's always food with you.
It is always food. What can I say? But right now, we have a game to get to. So, last time, you found yourselves still in the plane of air, and you had a few things to get finished off before you decided to leave. The first of which was talking to the Sphinx you had encountered, who identified herself as Chisara, a Sphinx from your home plane of Kureon, from a far-off continent known as Issaros. And after she responded to your questions, including giving you a way to get home, and perhaps confusing Gun more on the question of what to do about her eaten fate, you set sail back to Typhon, where you enjoyed some romantic happenings, some new friends, and the purchasing of a very dangerous item, a rifle, from a man from Valia. But at the end of it all, you said your farewells to those that you could, whether that be with words all with flowers, and you made your way to Ogomok's Maw, the eternal mountain which was thrust into the plane of earth, the plane of air long ago by the elemental prince of evil earth, Ogomok. There you leapt into the maw, the great opening at the top, and you find yourselves there now as you just hit the portal, going forward into the elemental plane of earth. Everything goes dark for what seems like an eternity. You wonder how much time has passed here in what feels like suffocatingly damp and claustrophobic air. It's stale and tastes of grittiness. You wonder how long it's been since you actually left home, how long it's been since Namari succumbed to the strange curse. But just as you ponder these things, light begins to fill your vision once more as you slam into a hard ground that echoes around the tunnel. The five of you have landed pretty close to one another in a damp, rocky tunnel. The light around you is coming from a source at one end of the tunnel, from which you can hear soft orchestral music play. The beautiful sound of a harp, of violins, soft wind instruments. But all around you now is just damp, fetid earth.
Well, I will start by peeling myself up off the ground. Seems wise.
Okay.
I do the same. How much can we see, by the way, as well? Is there actually any light around?
There is light from one way. The other way just looks like a black abyss.
Okay.
But from one direction, there's light coming. You know, like when you're at the end of a corridor and at the other end in a room, there's a light on.
Mm.
So you get that thin amount of light that is reflecting down the corridor.
Yeah.
It's like that. And you see it's reflecting off these damp surfaces on this strangely hewn rock wall from this tunnel, almost like a gullet-style tunnel.
Assuming the music is coming from the direction of the light as well?
Yes, yeah.
Well, we're here, and it only cost me a spell.
You got plenty of spells.
Yeah, you got tons of them.
I didn't even get to try that one out, though. But fair enough.
Don't talk
correct
to me
if
about things you've lost for the great good.
correct me if I'm wrong, but that sounds like rich people. The music, I mean.
Could be.
Possibly. I mean, music happens everywhere.
Well, we are here for a royal feast.
We are. I mean, I want a refund if we did end up not where we were supposed to be.
Well, I don't think we can go get one.
I will do my damnedest. But we better be here. I think we are anyway. How far away is the sort of the source of the light from us?
Maybe 100 feet at most. Not too far.
Okay. So what's the plan? Kind of try and approach quietly and get a sense of what's around the corner?
That's an
Or just-
option.
Sounds like a good one to me.
Does Ronan and Tilly want to go ahead? Just enough to peek?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm down for that if you want.
Yeah. We'll go sneak up to this doorway then.
Okay. So as you make your way down the corridor, you can hear the sound of this music only gets faintly louder. It doesn't get appreciatively louder as you come here, and it still sounds very muffled, as if it's in a room beyond the room. It's as if it's like loud music being played somewhere in a house. But as you come to the end of it, you see saloon doors. You see a small sign which is lit up with what looks to be biofluorescent lichen, which is roughly arranged into the shape of signage, which says "The Mortal's Slumber."
I lean back out down to the others. And it's like, Gun! It's a bar.
I say quietly.
I mean, I just yelled down the corridor, so...
You
I
did,
can
yeah.
say and it echoes. It's a bar. It's a bar. It's a bar. It's a bar.
Woo! Woo!
Can I pair and pass these saloon doors?
You can. And so the interior here is, in fact, you're probably short enough that you can just look.
Under the saloon
You can
doors.
just, you don't have to duck. You just look under them. And because it's a very large set of saloon doors here, you look under them, and the interior here is made. It's all uncarved rock. It's not like walls and such. And there are several hollows in which these hewn boulders sit with smaller rocks around them that vaguely resemble the shapes of tables. And the ones in the center of it, you can swear they are mushrooms. And at one side, there is a small bar area here that has a multitude of different bottles of all weird shapes and sizes, a lot of which are glowing behind it. And stood there is a mushroom with arms and legs who is currently pouring a drink.
I look at Ronan, the God's there response to this. Beckon you down to the gap.
Yeah, looking around to find someone else to see like what their response is. Like this is exactly the same. Like Tilly and Ronan.
You both sort of look at each other, look at each other.
We've seen weirder, right?
I think we let Tristan handle this one blind.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I want to see what Tristan says. Like immediately, I want to see that reaction and how quick he's going to settle into like talking, because we've seen weirder, but not by a lot.
I turn around and like beckon Tristan over to the doors.
Yeah, I'll walk down the corridor.
Okay, what's Gunn doing as this happens?
I'll follow along, bemused
Okay.
and excited for beer.
When Tristan gets to the doors, I push him through them.
Okay. And as you stumble through the doors, as they flap open behind you, like proper cowboy style, the mushroom sort of looks up at you, puts the glass down, and gives a little wave. A little wave.
I take my hat off because even though we're on the ground, we're kind of like indoors.
Mm-hmm.
But that's rude. They can't take their hats off.
It's not a hat, it's a head. And I'll just try and act as though this is the most normal thing ever. Like I'm used to walking into.
Gunn walks in like, oh, cooler, but is that mushroom man?
Can I insight check Tristan to see if he's like going along with it or if he's just like completely okay with it?
I feel like you don't need an insight check to make that approximation.
I don't know. He's tricksy.
It's not that tricksy. You've known him a while. So, you walk in and the mushroom man waves at you.
I wave back and approach the bar.
Yeah. And as you approach, the mushroom man leans down slightly and a small spore pops on the top of his head and showers you in these tiny little spores. At which point you hear a voice in your head that goes, "You're all right then."
All right, how are you?
Hey, not so bad. Welcome to Moral Slumber. My name's Richard Le Peasant.
Oh, interesting name.
Hey.
Sorry, we're quite new around here. Literally just.
Hey, I noticed, sir. You seemed quite surprised when they popped me old spore on you there.
I was, but I understand it now as soon as we started chatting.
Hey, I don't have a mouth, you see, so I got to do this old telepathic thing.
I mean, I understand it now. It was a little bit surprising, but I understand it. Fair enough. Can they hear you as well?
Oh no, not right now.
Oh, this is going to be
Yeah,
really
got
bizarre
some
for them.
spores on them.
Mm.
I mean, you ain't talking to me right now either. It's all in your head.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's quite strange.
Yeah,
I'll get used to it. I like it.
I've done it my whole life. You do get used to it.
Yeah, I can imagine. I don't suppose you could tell us a bit more exactly where we are.
Oh, this is a moral slumber. It's it's a pub.
I gathered that. I mean, sort of landmarks. What are we kind of close to?
Oh, we're just outside that old Earl of Glittering Face, you know.
Ah, I've heard of that.
Hey, there's a ceremony going on. You can probably hear music from it right now.
See, I was wondering where the music came from. Yeah, part of me thought it was in here, but it wasn't getting loud enough.
You know, none of them rich folks really want to buy a pasty or a drink from us.
Why not?
Well, it's too low class for their tastes. Plus, most of them don't need to sleep on account of not being one of the mortals.
Fair enough, I guess.
They ain't got much reason for an inn, you know.
I get that, but you know, not even pop in for a drink or something.
No, they got drinks there, or serving refreshments.
Fair enough. Sounds like quite the event then.
Why? It's not every now and again you get one of them Zorn Kings. They even got mineral water.
Fancy. Anyway, they probably stood around very awkwardly, you know, kicking the heels a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the three of you are stood there as Tristan just nods every now and again, is like making faces at this mushroom.
I half yell, half whisper under the saloon doors. Did you find anything, Tristan? Gun, what's happening?
So the camera pans back to Gun, who stood there awkwardly kicking around. Whisper back, stage whisper. The mushroom guy saw just some spores on Tristan, and now they're making faces at each other and nodding, and it's weird.
Is he poisoned?
Probably we should kill him. He's probably infected.
Tristan?
Gonna use my group veto on that one.
No. Next time.
I feel special.
That's the veto gun.
Mhm.
Next time you can't stop me.
Everybody gets one.
Get one.
Right, does that mean that I can use my veto to stop you from killing me?
Yeah, once.
Okay. I'll bear that in mind.
That's gonna last about 10 minutes.
Burn all your vetoes on Tristan.
Guys, you can come in. It's fine.
Is
They're
it?
nice. Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, I'll go in.
Guess I walk in under the saloon doors.
Yeah.
Embrace traveling, you know, immerse yourself in the local, you know, cultures and cuisines and such. What?
Right, because we've been such shut-ins in the last 3 planes.
Well, I mean, yeah, fair point.
I've been embracing the local culture.
You have.
That was a Susie Gun. I'd never say that.
The sights.
That's not even true. She's not from there, she said.
Fuck. Shh.
Anyway, yeah. If you come up here, they can't speak like we do, so they have to telepathically connect with you if you want to actually speak to them.
Was that what the was about?
Yeah.
If
If you just want to be that ignorant tourist, you know, that just hides away in the corner and doesn't engage, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm good just having me in my head.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want some spores in my brain. So you can be our mouthpiece as usual.
Yeah,
I'm down. I don't care.
You do realise that means I order your drinks for you, if you want one.
You do know what happens if you fuck with my drinks.
I'm not fucking with anyone's drinks.
Oh,
I'm just
good.
saying,
Yeah.
if you want to order a drink, you have to trust and rely on me. So it's either you trust and rely on me to, you know, get you your tasty beverages, or you engage with, you know, the locals.
See, the Ronan just said he was down for it, so I'll ask Ronan because I know that he's not stupid enough to be a dick.
Also, like,
I'm continually underestimated.
We should be talking to big sphinxes and stuff. I think you can order our drinks.
I think you got. I mean, you are the bard in red and black, after all.
Thank you for reminding me. It's almost like I forgot.
Isn't that like brown?
Heaven forbid.
Isn't that brown? God damn it. Darker red.
I turn back to Richard. I'm sorry about them. They're quite a bizarre bunch.
Or they're quite xenophobic, they are, aren't they?
They can be, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
not too fond of people like that in my pub.
Well, I mean, if you want them to leave, I can ask them, and I can.
Well, if they're not going to adjust to the local culture, I need to learn to have a bit more respect before they can be around here.
I'll let them know, guys. A little bit of respect, or you'll have to leave.
Tristan, we're here to rob the place.
I said, like I was right. As you know what to do. Just stand ready.
Yeah. Just approach.
Yeah, I'll wander up as well then.
Just kind of stare, gun down.
See, Richard tips his head and puffs a little spar all over you.
Is it a hat? Is it his head? Do we have to consult Nintendo?
It's
I mean,
his head.
like I said, it depends on which Mario games you consider canon.
Yeah.
It's his head. And as the spalls land on you, you hear, "You all right, me lover?"
All right, boy.
Hey.
Didn't know what to do. Brand new here and all that, so.
Oh, it's understandable. So, what about your companions here? The other ones?
I don't know. They're a bit odd. They're a bit wary because we've been through quite a bit this past while, so you have to give them a little bit of time to adjust. It's been a bit of culture shock after culture shock after culture shock for us recently.
I see what they mean. Right, I see. Well, you can't have culture shock if you ain't a bigot,
I suppose. But then again, there is also the arrive in a place and maybe be a slave, and then pirates, and then, now we're here.
Sure, that seems
It's all
like
very different.
Seems like quite an old adventure for me. At least it's better than being stuck here. You say mushrooms are fun, guys, but I find them all quite boring, to be honest.
Well, I'll be the judge of that. You seem pretty fun.
Kristen just giggles. Missing out on some quality stuff.
Am I, though?
The pain in Susie's face right now. The abject pain. So, what brings you to the plane of Earth, then? Also, can you tell your friends to get out me bar?
I will do. Guys, sorry, you've been asked to leave if you're not going to engage.
Yeah, I'll confirm that. To be fair, if you didn't believe him.
Nope. All right, that's fine. I'll be outside.
Yeah, I'll follow Gun out again.
I'll take him anywhere.
Just constantly showing us up.
And
if your friends are that xenophobic, you best be finding yourself some new friends. People tend to rub off on each other,
that's what we're hoping to do with them.
That's what they all say. Try and change system from the inside. You can't change system from the inside, you got to take it down from outside.
If you want to fix a clock, you have to change from the inside.
No, you just buy a new clock.
That's not fixing it, that's changing it altogether.
Exactly, me lover. It's basic social sciences. I did a degree in it, you see. Mushroom Inc. It's a university.
I didn't go to all the fancy schools and stuff.
Well, we got a lot of time down here, so we end up seeking a lot of extra pursuits, you understand?
I can appreciate that.
So what brings you here to the plane of Earth?
We're looking for something, actually. We find ourselves looking for a rumble in the deep.
Oh, really, eh? Well, turns out there's one right around the corner from here, you know?
Oh, really?
Why? King of the Zorn's got one all ready to gobble up.
Oh, he's going to eat it.
Why? That's what it's made for, you know?
Is it?
Tasty treat for him to eat.
Right. That kind of puts a spanner in our plans, doesn't it?
Well, if you're wanting it, you're going to have to find some way to get it from him, eh?
Aye. Would that be frowned upon, you know, taking a king's lunch?
Tristan, I think that's probably going to be a yes.
Hey, your friends be right here. It doesn't take any foreign degree to know that stealing's not very good, you know? It's sort of morally viewed as frowned upon in most civilized places in the world.
Fair point, well made. It's a shame, because we do kind of need it.
Yeah, I assume he's not going to be willing to part with it. Like, that's not something that they're...
Oh, no. You can't get in the way between a Zorn and an appetite. They're usually quite good people, but if you take away their lunch money, oh, they ain't going to be too fond of you.
Oh, that really cuts the options down, doesn't it?
Hey, if there's any chance you could speak to him if you've got some form of healthy persuasion on your belt, there might be something you can do, but maybe, you know, equal opportunities and that, give him something in return for what you're taking. But as it stands up there, fella's got one of those large old banquets, veritable treasure trove of diamonds and emeralds and all that over there, so, you know, don't seems like he needs much more of that.
So what we're saying is offering a trade is probably unlikely at this juncture.
Well, I don't know myself, but I'd say it'd be tricky.
What sort of things would the king like as a potential trade?
Well, I don't know that. I ain't as old myself.
Fair enough.
I'd probably say, Tristan, we're looking at bargaining and favors again.
Yeah. I just wondered if there was any particular things that they were, you know, publicly, you know, wanting.
Well, Zorn's always been wanting minerals. It's kind of their old purpose for existence. They trudge about place looking for things to eat, and what they eat is gemstones.
Do we have any?
I mean, we've got... Oh, no, we traded that. Never mind.
I got nothing.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think we have anything currently on us unless we find something on the way, which would be unlikely.
I mean, if we could find it on the way, it's likely they're going to have...
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
know we stumbled over this uranium. It's very rare.
Whose uranium?
Yours. So, in that case, it's probably going to end up being, if we do get a chance, it's going to be another favor. And I nearly died in the last favor, so I don't like that option.
If you're going to be going in there and asking for favors, you got to look the part. It's a royal court after all. You can't be going in there looking like old lollygaggers, loitering on street corners.
Okay, what's the...
You gotta look real fancy like.
What's the dress code?
Well, it's tuxedos and dresses. Evening gowns. Black tie, I think they call it.
So are you even saying that right now Tristan is underdressed, is what you're saying?
Aye.
Fuck.
They got yourself some clothes in the back that you can borrow for a time being if you be wanting. With small deposit down, of course.
That would be most kind.
Hey, your mushrooms got to eat, you know.
I don't suppose you have anything for the other two as well.
We got things for all shapes and sizes and species. We don't discriminate here at the Mortal Slumber. Even got a suit for a beholder.
What's that?
Don't you worry about it.
Okay. Now it's just me trying to picture how would a beholder wear a suit?
Oh, well, that's a meme. It's going to be either around his big eye or tons of small suits on his stocks.
It has to be
tons of little bow ties.
How would a beholder wear a suit?
Yeah.
like this.
No, each eye stalk has a bow tie that relates to its like beam. Oh.
It's like the Mr. Rogers of beholders. Different bow tie for every occasion.
So, what kind of deposit are we looking at for these fine outfits?
Well, for the two of you, it's going to be about 200 gold.
And the other two, I say hesitantly.
Oh, I ain't letting them in here. They're going to be so mean to me. Not accepting my spoils, so I can't even have a conversation with them.
That's fair. That's understandable. If we got them to apologise.
Oh.
Hey, perhaps I'd be considerate of it. It's very mean, to come into a different place and refuse to speak the local language. I just froze for a second, didn't I?
So, interest is the local language telepathy, or what's the deal? What language are you actually speaking?
Well, you're right now. We're speaking using telepathy, eh? As you can see, I don't have a mouth. But no, language around here is Terran, though. Most folks will speak your common. I just don't have a mouth to speak it with.
Okay, give me a second. I'll go outside and hopefully I can get an apology from them.
And then in the meantime, you can tell me a little bit about Terran and all the things that are here that speak it.
Or I don't speak Terran myself. One of the fortunes of having telepathy is you don't really have to actually know any languages.
But I'm basically just, while Tristan goes out, just trying to get a rundown of like what creatures, what beings, what sort of things are here.
Oh, you got Myconids like myself. You got Earth Gunarcy and then Zoran. There might be a Galabdura or something around here. Maybe a gargoyle or two, but they don't let those things in around these parts that often. On account of the fact that they ain't. I'm going American here. But yeah, he carries on talking about all the different denizens of the plane of Earth. Meanwhile, Tristan goes outside.
Okay, guys. Few things. To get into this like party shindig thing, it's a black tie event.
What's a tie?
It's a fancy event.
Yeah, okay.
So dressing fancy is a must, or you won't be allowed in.
Like fancy how?
Fancier than me right now. So, we could get outfits from in here with a deposit.
Mm-hmm.
However, they are refusing to even let you in. But if you apologize, we might be able to work with something.
Bugger off. He doesn't get to get all uppity because we showed up and then wouldn't let him do the magic thing on us.
But here's the
You
thing.
know how many times I've had stuff fuck with my head? Too many. Too many.
I was seeing crazy shit because I was cursed for a while and nearly scratched through my skin. I get it, right? But he's a real nice guy.
Doesn't feel like it.
Seems a bit of a judgmental prick, to be honest.
I just feeling a bit insulted.
What, that we wouldn't just walk in and let him, mess with our heads?
Well, it's not messing, he's just trying to talk.
Cool, don't like it.
Okay. So it's a hard no on the apology then.
I looked a gun.
If we have to. I'm gonna mean it.
hope she means it. Or at least convincingly enough. Will you let them do the thing?
Yes.
So that you can communicate.
If there are any adverse effects, as much as sneeze, get a headache, fucking get an itchy ass, that thing is dead. I am done with shit playing with my head.
Really?
I'll do it if Gun does it, but you know, I ain't exactly metered with how I speak to people sometimes. Okay?
I get it.
We're removing a step.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's gonna be poof, apology, and we'll get some clothes. Awesome. Okay, let's go back in.
All right. Go back in.
All right.
Okay, Richard, I'd like to introduce you to my friends, Gun and Tilly.
Richard gives you a little wave. These like spongy, tiny, like mushroomy fingers. Just to give a point of reference, he looks like the big mushroom people from Dark Souls.
Yeah, I figured.
The ones that can super punch you. Yeah. Oh, Jimmy's dying. I can't believe he's dead.
Oh no, rip Jamie.
Rip.
It's cool, I'm not dead. I can die.
Alright, we just kind of stood there awkwardly waiting for whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I guess we walk up to the bar, which I in no way come anywhere near the top of.
Nope.
I can hoist you up if you like.
No thanks.
Hold you up. It's like Krang.
You know, I went to Simba personally, but
Yeah, I went straight to Lion King there.
Rafiki.
Okay, so you walk up and Richard does a little poof. He's like, "You alright?"
Hey.
It's nice for you to finally talk to me. Sorry, I can't talk to you normally. It's a bit hard on account of me not having a mouth.
It's alright. I guess you gotta do what you can. I just... bit wary. Things mess with my head quite a lot, so that kind of just put me off a lot.
Oh, you're right. It's understandable. But
Yeah.
me spores don't mess with your head in any way. They just give us a little bit of a temporary link so I can have a conversation with you. Give it a couple of minutes and a little bit of scrubbing and I'll be right as rain. You won't have to talk to me no more. I just don't appreciate it when people refuse to talk to me on account of the fact that I find it a little bit more difficult to communicate than your average folks.
It's just unusual, I guess, for people like me and where I'm from.
All right, I understand that.
Tilly is consciously trying not to think about anything so she doesn't say something stupid.
It's just constantly, don't say something stupid, don't say something stupid, don't say something stupid.
Accidentally broadcasting to Richard, don't say something stupid.
I can say it's an active link, so you don't have to. It's not.
I don't know that.
I know.
Oh,
So
well.
you're in town for the feast then?
Something like that.
Yeah, your friend here told me what's going on. You're wanting one of them there rumblings and a date.
How much did he tell you?
Oh, quite a bit, in fact. Your friend here is quite polite and nice. Lovely conversationalist.
You should stop telling people about the things we're trying to steal, Tristan.
We're not initially trying to steal anything. We just happen to potentially maybe need to steal this one.
Yeah.
I mean, every other time when I've danced around the subject, they're like, "Oh yeah, they're a dime a dozen."
I mean, they can't be, otherwise they wouldn't make us work so damn hard for them.
True, but the last one, the captain of the ship got paid 10 grand, and kind of looked at us like, "Oh, we got underpaid." So
Well,
rather be
I mean,
upfront about it this
we
time. round.
probably did get underpaid because there is 4 of us.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, Is there anything you guys would like to say?
We were told we could like rent clothes or something.
Oh, yeah,
Before
you
that.
can.
I mean, I don't drink, Tristan. You know that.
I know. The other thing, the whole apology thing.
See, it's not going to seem sincere now you've prodded us.
No, you ruined it,
You
Tristan.
ruined it. I was going to come to that myself.
Mm.
I was going to say, it's been a pleasure to meet you, Richard. I'm sorry I didn't initiate contact sooner, but now you've gone and ruined it, Tristan. I'm sorry, Richard, for my friend. He ruined an apology.
I was gonna hold pleasantries until after we paid. It's a halfling thing.
Well, in that case, I would like to apologise sincerely for ruining your guys' apologies. I didn't mean it.
We're gonna get recursive here. Richard's just stood there and he doesn't have a face, but you could feel if he had a face, it would be looking very bemused right now.
So about these outfits then.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got plenty of formal wear. You never know where me pub's gonna end up, so always pays to be prepared, and it makes me a bit of money too.
Your pub moves.
All right. Everything here in plane of Earth is all on tectonic plates, you see. Moving around like tractor in a field.
Like a what in a field? A tractor?
Tractor.
What about a combine harvester?
I'll give you key to that. You're right there, Susie.
Speaking of Richard, you got any cider?
All right, you got plenty of cider here.
Fuck, just shows the outfits, for the love of God.
You okay, Susie?
No, I'm not.
All right.
No, I'll never be okay.
Is this how you thought the plane of Earth would go?
Nope, I didn't expect it to be fucking Somerset.
Look, all mushroom people are from Somerset.
You know what students' names are like? Any given place could be Somerset. Go roll the dice. Where's Somerset this campaign?
No, it's the plate of Earth. Who knew?
Oh wow, all the high elves are somehow from Somerset now. Who'd have figured it?
Screw it, everyone's from Somerset.
If I ever need to make another character, I'm gonna do an accent and I'm just gonna be from Somerset.
Somerset.
I'm not even gonna be like from somewhere else, like I'm gonna be from Somerset and I've just somehow stumbled into these magical events.
That's my favourite place in the Elder Scrolls, the Somerset Isles.
Oh. So, Richard gets out from behind the bar and he sees some little mushroom legs waddling along. He has a very waddly gait, and he leads you out into another of the rooms, which is like a walk-in wardrobe. And you see there's racks of clothes here, but the clothes aren't made of cloth. The clothes are made of mushrooms and moss. And there are suits, there are long evening gowns, there are cocktail dresses, there are tuxedos.
You've been playing the Golgari decks to it.
No? I've had this plan for months, laddie.
Interesting fashion.
It's local speciality. Yeah, I call this line liking it or not.
Oh, it really grows on you, doesn't it?
I just see his face just broke me there. Just see the one eye.
Fuck.
Just so I know, colour's important because clothes for me tend to...
Oh, no, it's not all that sort of affair.
Good. Just because when I happen to put something on, it usually like turns black or red. It's a weird quirk I have.
Oh, that is quite the strange thing you got going on there. Have you seen a doctor about that?
Very.
Just intending incredibly Yorkshire there for a second.
Half elves are from Yorkshire. Great.
I guess I start looking for halfling size stuff amongst these clothes.
Yeah. So what do you all find?
I just kind of stand there and go, help. I haven't worn a shirt for 2 years. I do. Where?
Yeah, it's one thing to jump high fashion on us, Stuart. It's another thing to jump specifically mushroom-inspired high fashion on us.
Some like couture shit right now. Couldn't navigate a fucking Primark. Well, it's not dresses that Gunn stood in front of.
It's a suit.
Yeah, she's leaning towards tuxedos right now.
Double-breasted, but with the most epic shoulder pads.
No.
Yeah,
it's got like the plated mushrooms as a shoulder pad, you know, that come down the arms slightly. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I'm liking it more.
Very 80s business.
Yeah.
Less.
It's got like, you know, like the lichen tassels that you get sometimes that hang off the edge of cave mushrooms on the epaulets. Yeah.
Yes, that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one Gunn's wearing.
Yeah. Okay. Does it have a? It's got a bow tie, right? Are you doing the whole like femme fatale,
that
like wearing
open
the
shirt?
shirt open
Yeah.
slightly? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. You look like a bouncer at a nightclub in the earth. Yeah.
If Kiryu Kazama was even more jacked.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. What, a cheap suit?
No. How dare you?
Okay, so that's what Gun looks like. Something like out of Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
I need to look at dresses.
Don't you
should have
fucking
asked us
ruin
beforehand.
this.
That would spoil the surprise, though.
Yeah, but then we could have had good answers.
Finger on your feet.
Do you think I can research dresses in like minutes?
You don't need to research.
Yes, I do.
You've lived. What about the rest of you?
Ronan just grabs something that is his size from wherever, and that's him done.
I can imagine like the trousers are a slightly different color to the shirt, to the jacket, and he doesn't care. Yeah.
If he can get things that are like in color, like he's never like. He doesn't look like my Warcraft transmogs. He looks like proper Warcraft transmogs. Like he looks like a real archer, not like red shoulders, yellow chest with green bottoms and bright blue boots.
He's not passing for Outland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just. I mean, he does grasp, you know, like the basics of it. So he just grabs stuff that looks like they go together and they look like they fit, but he's not super concerned.
Yeah. So Ronan looks like the sort of person that has learned he has to go to a wedding 3 days beforehand and has just gone to the local place and bought a suit. It's not tailored or anything. Yeah. But
pretty much.
It serves its purpose. All right. What about the rest of you?
You guys just asked me to mentally design a dress like this. Probably like a weird mushroomy off-white, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Because everything here is made of mushrooms. I'm thinking full length, probably.
Mm-hmm. Or is it flowing? Does it have a slight train to it?
And probably not quite that long, because I do need to be agile in this thing. As much as possible.
See Tilly do the thing that happens in movies all the time, where you need to run, so you rip your dress.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
What would Tim Gunn think about this dress?
He'd think that Tilly needs to make it work.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
What about you, Tristan?
I don't know. I'm trying to decide like what era we're going for. I don't know.
Oh, it's eclectic here.
Hmm.
Everyone else seems to have gone down the route, though, of early 90s rom-com.
Ah, fuck you. I'm going more Kate Blanchett in a suit.
Okay. Or
But
like...
jacked!
I think I have a split in the leg, high on the thigh.
Oh, right. Yeah,
That
okay.
little flashy detail.
Yeah. I can't help but see you as like Winona Ryder.
Isn't that my other character?
No. So, not you. I mean, Gunn.
Ah, okay.
Like in a suit. But jacked.
Why Winona Ryder?
I don't know. It just
Okay.
strikes me as someone who'd look good in a suit.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
She's a bonny lass.
Holly, like Charlize, I can never pronounce her last name.
Charlize Theron?
Yes. I always want to say Verizon, and that's very wrong. Yeah, I know. I have a
Verizon is like a cell phone company.
not Verizon, Verizon. Yeah. It's no better, but at least it's not a cell phone company. All right, Tristan, tell me.
I don't know. I'm thinking sort of like early mid 1800s sort of, like military uniforms, but for like events. Like it's not the actual proper.
You mean like a Prussian War?
Yeah.
Military uniform. You like August von Mackelson?
Yeah.
Does he have the hat as well with the skull on it?
Probably not.
No, it's just like the big Prussian military uniform. Very fancy. Probably has medals on it made out of mushrooms.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the sort of vibe I was going for.
Yeah. All right,
the kind of thing that when you enter a room, like you just have to like pretend you've got some sort of authority, even if you don't.
Yeah.
Wearing those medals, my grandfather fought in the Great Fungus Wars of 1291. You didn't. You dishonor him.
I got this one for defeating athlete's foot. Don't come at me.
So you all arrange yourselves in your various different formal ways. And you pay your money to Richard.
It was how much total?
At 400, 100 each.
So it was 100 each. For some reason, I thought you were saying like 200 each. But...
No, it was 200 for the two of you. Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, oh, you look real bonny, you do.
Thank you very much. I feel very authoritative.
Or I can certainly see that, an air of authority around you.
Thank you.
You look like you could enslave my people at a moment's notice.
But I never would.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that,
I'm a benevolent individual.
Oh, that's what they all say to start off with, and then you're in the fungal gulags.
Thing is, I don't really like that much responsibility, so there's no chance of me enslaving an entire people. I just wouldn't have the time.
He's too lazy.
Yeah.
Mushroom guy.
Not that that's the only thing to stop me from doing it. Like, morally, it's wrong.
You're all right then. Well, if you go out this back door, you'll be in the atrium, glowing atrium, call it. And there you can get started on the feast. Don't ask me how my back door is on the glowing atrium. It used to be a beer garden.
What's our equipment situation in this attire?
I don't know. What can you smuggle in?
This dress had a scabbard on the back, which fits the scimitar perfectly, conveniently enough.
It's like Wonder Woman's dress, She gets that sword down the back.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I'd like to ask Richard. So, are people open carrying?
Boy, what they do with their business is none of mine.
Fair enough. I just wanted to know whether or not it's...
Oh, you meant weaponry.
Weapon. Yeah.
Right. Sorry, I am not quite sure. I haven't got interested in it myself. There's guards at the gate, so they'll probably tell you what's what on that end, you see?
Fair enough. Thank you very much.
It's all right. Be patient with them. Takes them a bit of time to speak, they do. Happens when you made a living rock.
All right, what are they? Right, yeah, if I may ask.
Well, there's Zoran.
Ah, right. Sorry, I don't know, like, a lot of the people around here.
All right, it's all right. It's understandable. First trip here and whatnot. Being from one of those prime material planes, you lot can be a bit close-minded, so it's understandable.
We can, yeah. I mean, I get persecuted sometimes for the pointy ears, and it's like, I'm not even a full elf.
All right, they still on with that then? I thought they'd got rid of that most places these days. Moved on a bit from that sort of cliche sort of thing.
Most, but, I'm from, not the most affluent of areas, so anything different really gets pointed out.
Oh, are you?
Mm.
Oh, well, you clean up quite nicely for that. I'm glad that you've managed to fight against the systems in place to keep you as an oppressed individual. I'm glad to see you're doing better now. Let's hope that you can one day destroy those situations that put you in that oppressed state,
Always work for a brighter tomorrow.
That's what they say. Us are the proletariat have to do our part against the bourgeoisie.
Never has that sentence ever taken that long to say. Well, Richard, thank you ever so much for all of your help. You've been wonderful.
Or you've been quite wonderful yourself, mister. It's been lovely to speak to you. Glad to see that you could bring your companions round to just have a little conversation with me. It's always nice to meet new faces. I wish you best of luck in whatever it is you be doing with that there rumbling in the deep. Of course, I don't mind if you steal it. Those uppity nobles have got what's coming to them.
Indeed. Anyway, thank you very much, and have a nice day.
All right, you too, even though it's middle of the night here.
I'm not entirely sure. We've been hopping around all over the place. It's always a different time wherever we show up.
It's all right then.
Well then, good night to you then.
All right. See you later.
Tarahan, I'd start heading off before we get into the cycle of saying bye all the time.
You're right. Bye there. Farewell.
It's like a phone call with my mum. It's like, had one thing to say, half an hour later, still saying bye.
Yep. Mm.
I love you, mum.
Does your mum even watch these?
In case.
All right. Well, as you go through the doors, we're going to have a quick break. So we will be back in just a few minutes. We're going to get a drink because the Somerset accent makes my throat dry for some reason. So we'll be back in a few minutes with less Somerset accents and more fancy.
Oh no.
See you soon. back. All right, welcome back, everybody. I hate you.
Gotcha. Just finish up a
Anyway.
knife and I'm that fucking cat meme.
Yeah. So, as you walk out of the back door, you find yourselves opening up from this dark interior of this bar into this brightly lit marble cavern. The ceiling is high above you here, but dangling down from it in a long strand of this sinewy, iridescent mushroom is a large chandelier, which looks like an upside-down tiered mushroom that glows this luminous blue color that lights the inside of this large atrium here. It has, much like many fancy manors and stately homes, the double switchback staircase leading up to an upstairs landing with the great doors in the center of it leading on into the dining room. And you see here as Earth Ganassi and Myconids, more of these mushroom people, mill around with these strange-looking creatures. They have 3 legs and 3 arms, a great eye in the center of their chest, and where their head should be is simply a large maw. And all of them are wearing fancy clothing. They're all dressed in tuxedos and dresses. You see around them earth elementals, small earth elementals bobbing around on small spires of rocks, serve hors d'oeuvres to the various different people here. And you see on the hors d'oeuvre trays are glasses of mineral water and semi-precious gemstones. You see labradorite, opalite, quartz, mossagate, tiger's eye. No sign of actual food. It just seems to be gemstones. And they're served around on these platters which look like large plate mushrooms as they're given around. And you see people are dressed differently to others. A few of the Zorn are dressed in strange parodies of traditional royal clothing. You see one of them is wearing, rather almost impossibly, a large powdered wig, a tall white powdered wig that goes way up past the top of their head and appears to be fixed to the back of their torso to almost look like a wig over the top, but since they have no head, it's not actually sat on top of it. And you can hear polite conversation is going around in 2 different languages, one that you understand, one that you don't. And it's all manner of people just stood there in groups, and there's lots of that very noble forced laughter that you hear going on in quite a few places.
I'm just really happy and just watching how uncomfortable Gun probably is right now.
But I just like kind of whisper to Tilly, I'm like, there's no food. Did they eat the rocks?
I remember how we're here for the rumbly rock thing, and that they eat that. I think that's just what they eat.
And you see some of the Zorns are actually taking from these hors d'oeuvres tray and just dumping it in the top, and the maw goes dum 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 dum.
Well,
if we make this quick, we can get food back on our plane, I guess.
Yep. Wow. What do we mingle? What do we do? I've never
We sort of do the group mingle, where we stick together, but like we don't stick together in a point where like other people wouldn't approach us, because that looks weird.
Right. So less of like standing in a circle awkwardly like we are right now, and more just like a casual like semicircle, like friends, you know?
Yeah. Like when we're talking to each other, we're looking around the room, sort of thing.
Being open.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But not too open, because then people will approach, and then we'll have to deal with that.
Gotcha.
Cool.
So what's this thing look like? Do we know? I assume there'd be some fanfare about it, right? If it's like a king's food.
Probably.
My guess would be that it is the fanciest rock.
Then it will be on the head table, wherever that is.
You, at this point now, you can see one of these Zons is making their way over towards you. They have deep brown skin with sort of mottled, almost scale-like features on it. It looks like when dirt has dried and cracked all across their skin, but it's this deep brown color, and they're wearing like a big, long, like chain, like very long, almost like a chain of office that you see like mayors and that wear, around their neck with that has like a large O on it that goes around the eye, and they're carrying a tall pike. And as they come over to you, they say, "Hello."
Good evening, friend.
I am Gabadron Bon Gron Hardran.
It is good to meet you.
Of the Royal Guard.
Again, it's good to meet you.
Tell me, Boris, who is this friend of yours?
I
Who's
would
Boris?
like both of you to make a deception check.
Oh no!
Welcome to the Metro Artyom.
Artyom!
23?
19!
Oh, wow. Okay, carry on.
Yeah, but we were.
Same. I think I blacked out there for a moment.
Your friend.
It's good to meet you, friend. We are new here, but we got invitation.
Do you have invitation?
Well, unfortunately, there was a gargoyle on way, and there were a few. We dispatched them, but unfortunately, some of our belongings were damaged on the way.
That is most unfortunate.
Mostly unfortunate for gargoyles.
That.
Ha, 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 ha. I like you.
I like you too. You have good sense of humor.
Thank you. My mother says it's uncouth.
What mother doesn't know all the time doesn't hurt mother. It's okay.
Yes.
But respect. Always respect family.
Okay.
Tell me, where is King?
1 second.
What just
Right,
happened?
I guess so.
Role-playing game. I'm playing a role.
You have nice joke. Now tell me, where is your leader?
His Royal Regency, Almighty Devourer of all things, Wondrous Diamond of the Deep, and Conqueror of everything he so pleases, but chooses not to. King Chuddy Dory Chorm Krakrabal is preparing for dinner and will accept guests for dining soon. Please make yourselves at home and enjoy hors d'oeuvres and crudité. Thank you for custom and enjoying this great occasion with us.
Thank you. You have been very helpful.
Not a problem. Long live King Jody Dory Krakrabal.
I'll grab a mineral water and just be like, let's throw you.
Yes. Thank
We're Russian
you.
now, apparently.
And he starts stepping away. He's in the weird three-legged walk, the like pleatly walk.
If one of those hors d'oeuvre trays comes passing, I take one of the gems and just be like, yeah, let's go for gems.
Yeah.
Just start pocketing him.
I'm currently like pretty red-faced from the Herculean effort of holding in laughter after that conversation.
My plan is with the gems is to like actually put one in my mouth and then have a napkin and try to dab it away, and then it's in the napkin and then it's in the bag.
I was considering I'd maybe try and see if it is edible.
It's not.
Right.
It might still be worth to try though.
I mean, you can eat one of them,
Roll for teeth breaking.
then you'll have to go to the hospital. And we haven't invented those yet, so...
You never know. They might have them on the plate of Earth.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, that one guy that helped us when the tower exploded in the middle of the water, he was kind of a doctor.
They
That
do
was
have
kind of a
saloons
hospital.
here,
That's true.
which implies cowboys.
Hmm.
You don't want to see what an Earth elemental cow looks like.
Yes, we do. We do.
Yeehaw.
That's a new mission. We choose to accept it.
No, you really don't. It's not what you think it is.
Well, what the fuck was that, Tristan?
I don't know, but I'm impressed that you went along with it.
I thought it was
I'm
funny.
impressed it worked.
Me too, honestly.
And you see a figure start swanning their way through the crowd now with all of the allure of a fanciful, puckish rogue. They dart between conversation to conversation, exchanging pleasantries as one would exchange fire between two opposing armies. He's wearing a long, wide-brimmed hat that makes Tristan's look almost tiny in comparison, with a large peacock feather coming out of the back of it. He's wearing a masquerade mask which stretches out with lightning bolt-like sigils on the side. Not sigils, like small reliefs of copper. His suit is not made of mushrooms at all. It is made of fabric. And it is this almost like a matador-esque suit. It is resplendent in trims of gold. It is double-breasted, and each of them individually is mother-of-pearl capped and surrounded in gold. And as he spots you, you see an eyebrow raises underneath the mask, and he clutches his rapier almost ceremoniously, as if saying, I understand your position here. And as he swans towards you, you can see he's got earth and grey skin. He looks very dashing underneath that. He's got eyes of purest sapphire blue and this long dreadlocks down the back of his hair. And as he swans towards you now, he smiles sweetly towards Tristan and goes, "Oh, wondrous, a pleasure to meet you all. I must say, I'm very fond of your dress for the day. It's not so often you see people so finely dressed. My name is Vastirigan Intari von Fardenheimerton, and I am pleasure to meet your acquaintance."
Pleasure is mine.
Still with the voice.
Yes.
Make no deception check.
Okay. How's 26 for you this time?
24 on insight.
It's really hard to add. It's easy to add an 11. It's like, oh, plus 10, plus 1. Finally, the maths isn't hard.
Good job, Jimmy, you 20-plus-year-old man. You can do addition.
No, it's always been a sore point for me, okay.
Okay.
You know,
Spelling and mental arithmetic, no.
Yeah, that's fair. And he goes, "Oh, pleasure to meet you. What's your name?"
Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky.
Boy, this is going to be the entire episode, isn't it?
It is.
As soon as the outfit was decided, this was also decided.
You're wearing a Prussian military uniform, though.
Yeah, and Russian composer.
Mm-hmm.
At least we've moved away from Johnny Cash.
You can have another duel
For
here.
now.
Do you need to go get some cannons? That's the right
Don't
one,
worry,
right?
I have all of my spells this time around. It's okay.
I do wonder what brings you all, such a finely dressed individual, to such a place such as this, Mr. Tchaikovsky.
You mean those finely dressed individuals in a place full of finely dressed individuals is not very unlikely.
See, you are a cut above the rest. It takes quite a lot to accent your outfits with weaponry. You see, not everyone can pull that off.
It's ceremonial. I'm very connected to this weapon.
I might need to stab someone.
That's also true.
You know, you and I might have the same sort of deal then here.
Cool.
There's an eyebrow raise.
I get the feeling you're not here for pleasantries, being from the prime material and all that.
You make a lot of assumptions.
Well, I don't make assumptions without some form of basis to ground them upon. I know you're not on the guest list, that's for sure, because I stole the guest list, and there is no Tchaikovsky on it.
I couldn't tell you where we are, to be honest.
I've lost track of our names by now.
You're in the glowing atrium, right beneath the Hall of Glittering Feasts. You're about to have dinner with the King of the Zorn, which is not quite as an imperialistic thing as you might imagine. The King of the Zorn is just as much a coward as the rest of his race, but pleasantries must be maintained and everything.
Well, that's good to know.
So why did you steal guest list?
Because I intend to steal a lot more than a guest list, and I wanted to make sure there was no one on the guest list who could stop me. And you look like you might be able to stop me.
It depends what you're stealing.
Well, right now...
Like a clash, you know?
Are you intending on stealing something as well?
We never said this.
The implication was there, Mr. Tchaikovsky. What you don't say says a lot more than what you do say, my friend.
That is factually inaccurate.
Don't worry about it. He speaks for the group, not me.
I see. Well, short pipe. I'll speak to him now then. So, no, I am here to steal quite a priceless artifact. Well, I say priceless, but it definitely has a price. You see, in there is a diamond. The largest diamond that currently exists in the prime, well, not the prime material, but the inner planes. It's about the size of your small friend here. Probably worth in excess of maybe 500,000 gold pieces if sold to the right buyer. Of course, the right buyer isn't Ifriti, but I'm not one to discriminate in who I do business with as long as the coin's good in the end.
Which Ifriti?
Oh, well, the name is Letorn.
Oh.
Okay, that one might be alive.
Yeah.
I hear there's been some ruckus over in the city of Brest. A sultan injured, 2 Ifriti killed, one of which wasn't well liked, but regardless.
We hear this as well, which is why we wanted to check. Want to make sure your business deals are still in effect.
Oh, you're so considerate.
I am. Make more friends this way.
Oh, yes, indeed. Many friends, of course.
At any rate, that big diamond doesn't sound like the thing we're after.
And what exactly is it you're after, then?
Not
sorry. You don't speak for the group. What is it you're after, then? Tchaikovsky.
Well, before I say anything, I'd like to know why you're being so forward. You're being very open about your plans.
Probably because my plans are so many layers deep. I can afford to tell you about the first couple, but without endangering them. I like to get a good gesture of what my opponents are, you know, knowledge is power and all that, and I feel like while we may not meet in a dashing duel, we may meet in a battle of the minds to see who exactly can make off with more of this feast. You know what the Zorn eat, don't you?
Precious gems.
Not just precious gems, semi-precious as well, but what would a king eat? Why, only the finest. I would tell you the plates are made of diamonds, but there aren't any plates. So I can only assume that what you're here for is monetary gain. And I'll have you know, I intend to make it out of here with the most monetary gain of anyone. That is why they call me the Silver Thief.
Mate, you might want to worship that one a bit.
I didn't choose that name.
Well, I'd start nicknaming myself, because if people were giving me that nickname, I'd be very disappointed.
We
Silver.
cannot choose our fates, Miss Tchaikovsky.
Nah. Nah.
Yes, she's my cousin. How good of you to notice.
Oh, my apologies, Madame Tchaikovsky. Well, I assume you're not cousins by blood, so I assume you married into the family, which would make your name Tchaikovsky.
So to say she married into family, maybe I married into family.
Did you marry into the family?
I'm not married.
Well played on that part, yes. All right, well played. I'll give you that one.
Thank you. But no, you are wrong on one account. We are not here specifically for monetary gain.
Oh, I see.
We may be here for something, but it's more of an ingredient for us anyway.
Oh, an ingredient. Well, that could be any manner of things. I mean, money is the ingredient in happiness, of course.
But I said not here for monetary gain.
You said not here purely for monetary gain.
Well, side business is aside. It would be rude to refuse the refreshment, but I don't eat it. But it would be rude to refuse it.
Oh, you're not going to be given any proper refreshments to eat. I assure you that. This is sort of a sit back and watch affair.
I know, but
sit back and you watch as the Zong King devours several millions in expensive and pristine gemstones that have been carefully harvested for him over the past who knows how long.
And I'm assuming your prized possession is part of the meal.
Oh, yes.
So what you want to do is steal the food. Do you know the courses? Do you know
courses? Oh no, there are no courses here. There is a long table. The king will start at one end of it and will eat his way to the other end.
Okay. Do you know where your diamond is on this table?
Yes. It's right in the middle. It is the golden goose of the entire thing.
How lucky for you.
Well, I only choose the finest of prizes and the most wonderful of escapades. It's been a pleasure to have a manly joust with you, Mr. Tchaikovsky. I hope that we can cross swords again. What?
Nope.
Carry on.
Continue.
But for now, I must bid you adieu. I have planning to do when we have been talking here out in the open far too long. People might get ideas.
And before you get ideas, I accept that you're attracted to me, but please, no. I might not be married, but I am engaged, so no crossing swords will be happening. Good night. And I hope that it's please spare us all from embarrassment. Have a good day. Have a good night, sorry. And this accent is going everywhere.
Like it started anywhere.
Somewhere in Eurasia. Somewhere. And you see, he just sort of stands there, just perplexed for a moment before he composes himself, tips his hat to you and says, "Good evening," and saunters off to another group with pristine pearly white smile and wry look in his eyes once more, as if your conversation never happened.
Well, congratulations, Peter. You got a boyfriend.
Yeah. Maybe we can go with on a double date with Helga. Anyway. What?
I would like some heads up before you start doing voices.
This tea is hot.
Because I nearly lost my shit there. I nearly lost it.
Yeah, I just like messing with the guy.
So,
admittedly, the voice started way before I even knew that guy was there, but still.
So it sounds like this thing is going to be on a big old table.
Mm-hmm.
So what we need to find out is whereabouts
Well,
the Rumble of the Deep falls on the table.
we need to know what it looks like.
Mm.
Would be a good start.
Yeah. Mm.
And then we could probably just steal it, clean up the thing, right? Run back, quickly use the bottle.
Mm. And I want to know how quickly our sort of evacuation will happen as well once we have it.
Wouldn't it be terrible if we like jumped in and fucked up that guy's heist? Wouldn't that be so bad of us to do that?
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, it might be smarter if we let him do his thing and then do ours while everyone panics.
That it also depends then on whether or not this diamond is ahead of the Rumble in the Deep on the table. Because if it's afterwards, then obviously it's not gonna. Unless he has also a fake.
Have we confirmed that the Rumble and the Deep and the Diamond are two separate things?
No.
Because I feel very much like we've talked a lot about how a Rumble of the Deep is like presented to the king and it's the centerpiece, and then the diamond is the centerpiece. So how do we know that we're not after the same thing?
We'll have to find out.
So if we let him do his heist and it ends up being the same thing, then that's a whole different problem.
Yeah, then we're out the last thing.
Well, it depends how far I can get, really.
I mean, he might have been exaggerating, but saying that his plan has so many layers. If he's planned this, there's an escape route. Like, he has an out.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Too confident. I don't like that. I feel like if he does do something, it's going to be just instantaneous. It's there and then it's gone, and he is also gone. Which I don't know if that's going to be like a huge distraction, and I don't know really what we can do to stop it because he was confident enough to tell us. Though, to be fair, I've never seen someone size a group up more incorrectly in my life. He's going to get a really, really weird shock when he pulls a rapier out, and then it's a gigantic maul crushing his skull from the right-hand side.
Which weapon did you bring with you, by the way?
I mean, I assume the rest are in the bag, so technically they're all within the vicinity, but...
Oh, so you're wearing the bag with your uniform?
Yes. However, is there any way to sort of no, probably not. Never mind. Yeah, I am wearing it because there's nowhere else to put it.
The mall? You have the mall with you?
Yeah, we're in an Earth place. Mall seems apt.
It's the most earthen looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Welcome to the plane of Earth.
I feel like malls just look better with suits.
No, swords and suits.
Depends.
Depends.
It depends. You don't want to go Angle Devil.
Okay, it's not a katana.
Anyway, I have them all.
You have them all?
Yeah, I have them all.
As in with an M, not them all.
Oh, right.
So this... We don't even know what the rumbling looks like.
So what we might have to do is mingle and find out.
All right.
Essentially.
If there's a diamond worth 500,000 gold, maybe we just take the whole table just in case.
It's probably going to be a big table.
I think it'll fit in the bag.
I mean, I'm pretty quick. I could do diamond one arm, tilly into the other, and just fucking leg it.
See, I can kind of, like...
I can walk.
Short range teleport. That's a thing I can do.
Uh-huh.
Wait, how short range is short range?
Like 500 feet.
That's not short range.
Hence the air quotes.
Yeah, it's like half a mile.
If you teleport me 500 feet away and then go back, at 500 feet I'm still effective, so...
I mean, I can take someone with me when I do it. So.
Yeah, you did mention that.
All right, are we gonna like split up and mingle?
Let's split
Yeah.
up and look for clues.
Well, when we say split up, not too far, like stay within a reasonable distance.
And I feel like for our safety and to stop us from incriminating ourselves, we should go in pairs.
Yes.
Now, if I pair with you, Tristan, I probably will murder you.
I mean, I
Because-
would assume. And
Yeah.
I'm not ready to spend my veto yet.
So.
I'm waiting until I'm home for that.
Mm.
Yeah.
So how are we splitting up?
I'm good, whatever.
Do you want to come with me, Ronan? I feel like I need a balancing influence.
Yeah, sure. And if that means that we have someone with Tristan who'll keep him in line anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't get noticed if I walked around with you gun.
Yeah,
We're on
probably.
the small side.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right. So Ronan with me, Tilly with Tristan. I mean, Pietro.
I am not going to remember that.
It's Peter. His name's Peter.
Good old Pete.
Pete?
Call me
RPG.
Bloody Pete.
Pete Illichai.
Oh, God.
Been doing music about him cannons, hasn't he?
Aye. The block nose really helps with, common.
Jesus.
Oh, fuck.
Whoa.
Whew. Whew.
Oh, that's been happening these past 2 weeks. Fuck.
Anyway.
Let's,
All right.
whew.
So the two of you split up, and whereabouts are you going to here? Is there anything particular you're looking for in any of the groups you're going to go to? Are you listening out for anything particular in conversation-wise?
I've listened to anyone talking about a rumbling in the deep.
Funny enough, no one seems to be directly talking about it.
Drat.
I'd try and listen out for anybody who's like talking about what's gonna happen tonight.
Okay.
Like there's usually that bitchy crowd that's always like, it's not what I would have done.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Anyone talking about the diamond as well. It would be
Okay. Well, you find people talking about the diamond, of course. You also find people talking about the event in the way that you understand that I'm saying that. You hear a group of people. There is a dwarf among them, and there is two Earth Ganassi, and what looks to be a Myconid wearing a suit. Yeah, so it's a mushroom suit. Yeah, and as you walk past, you can hear the dwarf in an accent which is very dissimilar to every dwarf you've seen. And you look over, and he's got like the I can't remember what they're called, the Tudor collars.
Oh, a ruff.
That's it. He's got a ruff He's got a powdered nose and bright rosy cheeks, and his hair is like, his beard is like slicked straight and has like flowers woven into it, and his hair is like flat back, and he's wearing a skull cap on his head, and he's got a very diminutive face, very small features, unlike every other dwarf you've seen. And you can hear him go, "Oh yes, I hear they didn't even use a single slave tonight to organize this feast. How preposterous! How can you not get in on these things without using their help?" And someone else goes, "Oh, it's my first feast. I'm very much looking forward to it, though I hear it's quite uncouth." The Zorns aren't exactly royalty, are they? Even though they may brand themselves as that. It's like, and the third one's like, "Oh, but I do understand that there's some wondrous things that they're going to be serving tonight. It's a shame we don't get to eat any of them, of course."
As that's happening, I'll sort of walking with Ronan, and I'll grab one of the like hors d'oeuvres, and it'll be like, I don't know, piece of quartz or something, and I'm just like, "Oh, look how roughly hewn this is, brother."
And one of them turns around and says, "Oh, isn't it just positively barbaric in its way? A good jeweler wouldn't even value that as worth the stone it's made from."
If this was brought before my clan, I'd have their head.
"Of course, it's dreadful.
Awful.
Simply preposterous, yes.
Awful.
The 18th conglomerate of mining individuals does not have anything to do with that. Our corporatist society values things better than that."
Ah, you see, that's a man I can get behind.
"Oh, of course, yes. My name is Dimitri."
Gemma.
"Gemma, wonderful to meet you. Yes, Dimitri Flowerbottom."
Gemma Austin.
"Gemma Austin, yes. Dimitri Flowerbottom's the 17th of the Flowerbottom line. May you sniff us eternally."
Pleasure.
Yes, wonderful. So it's so nice to see a fellow dwarf here. I must say, your outfit is most preposterous. You're trying to fit in with the locals.
Well, I thought, when in the Earth plane.
Oh, yes, of course. You almost look like one of those peasantries. Oh, the plebeians around here. I love that dramatic irony there. It's wonderful, yes. How you try to fit in with the common folk as if they can somehow compare to your wonder.
Well, clearly, my just demeanor makes me above them.
They can't ever help to be at our level. They just don't have the breeding or the blood.
No, not at all.
So what brings you to this most hilarious of circuses today?
Oh, well, my brother and I were just in town.
Oh, I see. Is your brother here?
And I sort of gesture to Ronan.
Oh.
In Dwarvish, I say, "Greetings."
"Oh, you were adopted one of the common folk, did you? Oh, that's very noble of you. Sometimes you have to, just to keep them in line, Makes me think.
Just between you and I, he was a part of a trade deal.
Oh,
he doesn't know.
Oh, is he a slave? Is he one of those, it's like, sort of like a marriage of alliances, except instead of, here, take this horrid individual off our hands and we'll give you a lot of gold in exchange for it."
Yes, and more of the hostage kind of situation, you understand?
Oh, I see. Oh, yes, wondrous. Oh, yes.
Yes. So we were in town looking at various trade proposals.
Oh, yes.
However, this quality of the stone is abysmal, so I shall...
Isn't it? It's dreadful.
I shall reconsider. But you were saying about this general affair.
Yes. What did I say? Have you been eavesdropping on my conversation?
No. Would I? It's most uncouth. What I was saying is, you appear to know your way around this kind of area.
Oh, well, of course, the 18th trade conglomerate is well known for their appraisals. It's how we made so much of our money. That and enslaving the entire population of gnomes on the southern hemisphere.
I gather, as someone in the know, you're probably aware of what we're going to see tonight, then.
Oh, yes, some of it, of course. They like to keep it a little secret, but you've been to enough of these things, you start to understand what they're setting forth. Never had much creativity, the Zorns, as expected of a lower race like that.
So, the display, then, will just be a mishmash. No even attempt at putting the higher value items towards the end or a centerpiece?
No, nothing like that. They don't really understand what the value of it is. They say they taste differently, but really, what sort of foolish people eat rocks?
I don't know what to tell you.
I know they're putting a big diamond in the middle. It looks very fascinating.
I
I'm sure
heard.
it would be quite a lot of money if it was actually carved in any way. I got a glimpse of it as the servants were bringing it in. And I must say, previous estimates on its price might have been a little out.
Oh.
Yes, it seems to be some of that false advertising that people are so good at these days, talking about things as if it's far better than it is.
Well, that's nouveau riche for you, isn't it?
Oh, it is, yes. Oh, it is new money. The only reason they say they have so much is they value themselves rather than what they own, or in my case, who they own.
Internally, Gun's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I hate you so much. Her teeth are so gritted.
Yes, but I hear that this year's Rumble is something surprising.
Oh?
Oh, yes. Those Zorns managed to make it into the shape of a circle.
A circle?
Yes, like a donut.
Really?
Yes, a rock in the shape of a donut. Who would ever think of such a ridiculous thing?
How uncouth.
Of course, rocks aren't meant to be circles.
Not at all.
No, that's such a common shape. You see all of those filthy peasants with their fat round faces and their horrid existences, Yes.
Well, I'm going to freshen up.
Of course, you have to keep oneself composed.
Exactly.
And I do look forward to conversing with you more later.
Perhaps we might even strike a deal.
Oh, that would be most wondrous. I would love to hear the sorts of things that you would be talking about in terms of agreements of trade and such.
Quite. Very well. I shall perhaps see you later.
Oh, of course, yes.
Goodbye.
Wondrous talking to you. Goodbye.
Pleasure.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
Turn around like... All right.
As we move away, I'm just like, that might be 1 of 10. That might be one of my shots before I leave here.
Fucking...
That's a 200 gold shot if ever there was one.
Right? I would give you the 200 gold myself for that.
I wonder, is he as affluent as he says? Because if so, could be a lot more than just the gems taken tonight.
You know how, like, there was the potential of the Diafriti was like, oh, I'll give you a lift if you get me some slaves. I'd have easily handed that fucker over. Easily.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not even blinked. Ugh.
I feel like if Tilly could talk to him for 5 minutes, we could convince Tilly to take everything from him until he doesn't even have an opinion.
Yep.
Like.
Meanwhile, Tristan and Tilly, you find some people talking about the diamond, and when I say people talking about the diamond, I mean there is one person talking to 3 Myconids who are nodding a lot, and this one person appears to be a very tall, quite broad sheet of rock with a large jutting lower jaw with like crenellations, almost like castle tower crenellations in it. And they're wearing nothing but a bow tie because they are like almost 10 feet tall and about as wide.
Are they a thwomp?
No, but good approximation. They have arms and legs.
I guess I just like nudge Tristan. Like, do you want to make introductions?
And you hear he's going, yes, I enjoy Big Diamond. It looks very pretty. I like it a lot.
Okay, because Gunn said warning, this is going to be just like a normal posh accent. I'm taking direction on this one. I'm letting you know.
Oh, I wouldn't be going along with it anyway.
I know, but fair enough. Excuse me, did you say something about the very large diamond?
Yes, I did. Nice to meet you.
Nice to
My
meet you,
name is Joffrey Postel.
It's a lovely name.
Thank you.
I've met many Joffreys.
I am farmer.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Interesting. What do you farm?
Mushroom.
Ah.
These are my crop.
Really?
Yes.
You brought them with you?
They are very pleasant people. I enjoy nurturing.
Oh, I see.
have kind heart of gold.
That's wonderful. You actually have a heart of gold?
Yes.
Interesting.
Brother always said it was pyrite, so I had someone stab it with touchstone spear, and it was fine.
Interesting.
I have heart of gold.
Good for you. Some say that a heart of gold really, really just... I don't really know. I've never met someone with a heart of gold. I was trying to sound clever, but I couldn't.
It is very nice to meet someone so compassionate towards me.
Yes. Well, give everyone a chance, I always say.
Did you tell me your name?
I didn't, sorry. My name is Jonathan Cash.
It is wonderful to meet you, Jonathan.
Thank you. You call me John.
I like to reach up and wave to get their attention. Like, and I'm Tilly. Hi.
Hello, Tilly. You look lovely tonight. I appreciate your gown. It is nice. I have to stop myself from straying too far into robot from Nier Automata territory.
It's a lovely bow tie you have as well. Marvelous.
Thank you. My mother knitted it herself.
Talented woman.
She is. She is 4,000 years old.
Plenty of time to perfect the art.
Yes, she has.
Good, good. You said something about this diamond. I've heard a few things.
Yes, it is.
No, everyone's saying something a little different.
It is very big and very beautiful. I hear it is made from the heart of an elemental duke. But that would make me sad if it was true, as we might be related.
Yes,
does it have a name? We name diamonds where we come from.
It is called Diamond.
That's a beautiful name.
Thank you. You have a beautiful name too.
Thanks.
In my language, it is.
I could never quite get the accent. I'm sorry. That's one of the main reasons why I wouldn't learn, such a language. I appreciate it, but I just wouldn't want to offend.
I understand. Vocal cords make Terran hard.
Yes, very, very. Well, if it is the heart of an elemental duke, that would be quite the unfortunate thing, wouldn't it?
Yes. They may be my grandfather, or maybe my great-great-grandfather. That would make me very sad, as I would have never got to meet them. Imagine if you never met your father.
Well, as it happens, I haven't.
Oh.
So I do understand this.
I am very sorry.
It's okay.
Were they eaten by a Zorn as well?
Well, I don't know, actually.
Oh. That is dreadful to not know what happened.
It is, it is.
What about you, Tilly? Was your father eaten by his own?
Last I checked, they are fine.
That is good to hear. Treasure your family while you can. They are not around forever. Someday they may be eaten by his own.
Well, I hope not.
I hope not as well.
Yeah, I don't suppose there's anything else quite like this, potentially upsetting at this feast. I'd like to know it in advance so I can prepare myself.
I do not know. I just know that I am here as both a spectator and as a mourner for all of my people who will be eaten tonight by proxy.
I see. I'm sorry, I don't really know how to respond to that. Everyone else here is quite jovial, and then you've shed quite a revealing light on the evening.
It is saddening to hear. I understand. But know that this is not a complicit affair. Many of the Zons don't understand the nature of what they are eating. It is simply a food relationship. And I do not mean marrying a flan. Ha, 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 ha.
That was good. That was good, I'll give you that.
Thank you. My mother makes great flans.
And excellent bow ties.
Yes. My favorite thing she makes, though, is Rocky Road.
And what's that?
It is a dessert with marshmallow and chocolate.
Oh, wonderful. I wouldn't think that was the sort of thing that you'd go for.
It isn't. I cannot digest it, but it makes me feel all tingly inside.
That's all you really want, isn't it?
Yes. It fights black against the black abyss of the void that is my insides.
It'll do it. Well, I hear through the grapevine that someone here might be quite interested in that particular diamond. Interested in not allowing an individual to consume it.
Oh, what do you mean by that? Is the GDDF here?
I'm sorry, I'm not entirely sure what that is.
The Galabdur Defense Force, an elite quack squad of my kind, preventing injustices to my people through the use of powerful and showy stunts.
Well, I haven't heard that that's the group attached to it. What was their name again? The
GDDF.
No, I'm afraid it wasn't them as far as I'm aware.
That is most unfortunate. Perhaps they got pulled up. I understand they are very busy.
But all I heard was that someone wanted to liberate that particular diamond. It could potentially be them. Don't lose hope in this matter.
I hope so. They are always so cool in my comic books. It says based on a true story. I hope I get to meet them one day.
I hope you do too.
Yes. I would love to go to Jinsea Land one day.
Well, if they were to pull a stunt and make a scene, what would make a great scene? What's the king's most prized items on that particular table?
I do not know. I feel only sorrow when I think about them.
Don't know how to talk my way out of a sad conversation.
mean, you're the bard in black. Come on.
This is true. This is true.
I mean, the bard in black purview is deaf. The bard in red's purview is salsa.
The dance, or
Yes, the dance.
okay.
Both.
Dear rock person, do you like nachos? Have I got the thing for you?
I'll make it not your problem. That's why I'm here, folks. Are you okay, my friend? You seem perplexed.
You know, he was really hoping to see a rumble in the deep today.
Oh, yes, they have one of those. It looks like a great donut.
Really?
That's very interesting.
It is, isn't it not? It is one of few things I can stand to see without thinking of crying, as it is not made from my family and friends.
Out of curiosity, how are they made?
They are made from the combined spittle and drool of 10 incredibly hungry Zorns who are starved for the year before its creation. It looks like what you would call amber, but it is actually spit.
Well, it's good to know you'll get to see one. I mean, Johnny.
Thank you.
Oh,
And-
do your friends call you Johnny?
Not so much, actually. I prefer John.
Okay, I will call you John,
Thank you.
as I want to be your friend.
You most certainly are, my friend.
That makes my heart of gold very warm. Thank you, my friend. May I give you a hug?
Yes, you most certainly can.
And
Preparing
he
for
just-
a painful hug.
Really crushes you in. He's made out of granite. And he just really brings it in. And I need you to make a constitution saving throw versus hug.
Oh.
God, I can't believe this is where we lose Tristan.
I mean, it might be. That's a 5.
Oof.
Where's this flipping down? Ah, there we go.
What's the DC of your
This
spine?
is a crush attack. Take 20 d12.
Okay. 10, 20, 25, 27. 31 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oof, ouch.
As you feel a lesser man would have their vertebrae displaced by this.
Yeah. Fucking no one's gonna be holding this tiny dancer close again.
How much did you say? 30 what points?
31. As Joffrey squeezes you in a loving embrace, completely oblivious to the sound of almost splintering bones. And he just drops you and lets you go.
Oh, I've never been hugged quite like that before.
My
Embracing. Quite literally
mother.
embracing.
My mother says I am a great hugger.
You are.
She says that I am the most beautiful Caleb Durr there is.
Are you okay, Tristan?
I'm fine. I walk like this from now on.
Do you
He pats you on the head. Thank you for being my friend, Johnny. John Cash. Yes. I think they will be starting ceremony soon. I hope you enjoy it.
do you need me to go get Ronan?
I'm fine. Well, I don't think I'll do much enjoying of it. However, I am in the business of writing stories and songs, and from what you've said, from what you've told me here today, I will immortalize the plight here.
Thank you. That means a lot. Do I get to be one of my comic book characters, like the GDDF?
Of course you do.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Call me the amazing Caleb Durman.
Definitely.
Thank you. Please do not use my real name. I must keep my secret identity safe.
God bless.
I understand that.
The evil villains will come after my mother if it gets out.
And with great power comes great responsibility.
Yes. And I have much great power.
Yes, you do.
Granite power. Ha 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 ha.
I'd say your greatest power is that heart of gold.
Thank you. I will never kill someone so long as I live. That is my hero creed.
I believe in you.
Thank you. It means a lot. You are my best friend.
I'm so happy I've met this person.
You are my only friend as well.
But what about these? A gesture to the mic and it.
They are not my friends. Though they are wonderful creatures, we keep our client-employee relationship at a business level. There is impossibility, as I am their boss and they are my workers, for us to have an accurate relationship.
That's understandable. Well, I shall leave you to it. I need to get started on writing this epic that hopefully one day will reach you as a comic.
Thank you, John Cash, my best friend. I will never forget you for as long as I live, which is forever, unless I am eaten by a Zorn.
So let's just say forever.
Yes, let us say forever. Nobody can defeat the great Caleb Durman.
Damn it.
You alright there, buddy?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a sad story and then comic book nerd. Well, I have to find a few other people I was traveling with before the events unfold. But I wish you a good evening, and hopefully I'll see you again sometime soon.
Yes, have a good evening, my best friend.
Goodbye, best friend.
Goodbye, best friend. You have made me immeasurably happy today. The void is filled just a little bit by your presence.
And so is mine. I start walking away, wiping a tear.
Just sort of follow after. He was quite nice.
He was lovely, but that was very sad. Don't know how to handle that.
Yeah, all that void stuff was a bit much.
I know. But hey, as long as I don't get eaten, I'm gonna live forever in his memory.
We found the thing.
Yeah, an amber donut of slobber.
Yeah, that should be easy to spot, I think.
Yeah, let's find the others and inform them of the slobber donut.
And you see them coming away from a conversation looking very repulsed, I'd imagine.
Gun has that very familiar murder look in her eyes.
Does that look ever go away?
Oh, look, Gun's looking at me. Huh.
Okay, what did you two find out?
That I need to never speak to that man again, otherwise he will be in pieces.
Oh, good. We found out useful stuff.
No, but we know about the thing, the rumble. It's a donut.
Yeah, it's an amber donut made of slobber.
And it'll just be like chucked anywhere on the table because apparently the Zorn have no manners.
All right. Well, I've discovered that comic books are a thing, and there's sort of like a resistance movement, but I don't know if it's just in comics.
Yeah, we talked to a man who's a rock.
Yeah, Tristan, why does your spine look out of place?
He gave me a hug,
Oh.
and I have a best friend for forever now.
Well, if you've got one, that's good.
Start.
More than you.
Do you need some help putting your spine back in place, Tristan? Because I can help. I've got a big hammer.
Nah, it's cool. I'll just roll with it.
All right. Anytime.
Fine.
You did say you're trying to hold back on using your veto, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah. There are better ways to go about it.
This is true. Anyway.
Is the group visible that we talked to? Are they visible from here?
They are, yeah.
And so I'll like give them the down the one like where they are and what group it is and let them know like what they're about. Like, well, if we're if things descend into chaos and they happen to lose all of their belongings on the way out, if I happen to shoot them in the head,
Mm-hmm.
That would be
then
the worst thing.
yeah,
It'd be
it's
such a
like,
terrible, unfortunate accident that they got caught in the crossfire and all their money disappeared. It'd be terrible.
And like everyone's gonna miss them, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, they're so beloved.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine.
Tragedy.
I thought they were bad.
It was
sarcasm. Didn't do slash ass, but it wasn't clear.
Yeah, we didn't put...
Like, I can't really see like your faces. Okay.
That's fair.
I just
Also,
assume at any point if Tristan and Gunn are agreeing on something, it's something sarcastic.
Yes.
Safe bet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fair.
But in addition to that, if me and Gunn agree on something and Ron looks extremely shocked, we've actually agreed on something.
Yeah.
That's the guideline.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to know what kind of thing that might be.
I don't know.
We haven't found it yet.
No, not yet.
Let's go steal a donut.
Let's go steal a donut.
And, if we can, maybe steal that giant diamond as well.
I always assumed that was the plan anyway.
Yeah, but like for moral reasons, it's morally good to steal it now.
No, is it?
Why?
Because it might be the heart of an elemental duke, and my best friend would be upset if it got eaten.
Would you be upset if we sold it?
I mean, well, he doesn't know.
Oh, best friend, huh? Wow.
That went from morally good to really not very swiftly, Tristan.
Yeah, kind of buried the lead on that one.
I have lost feeling in my fingertips. So who knows what's going to happen?
All right.
I must have damaged that back really badly for you to be so spineless suddenly.
Oh, got him, Tilly. Fucking got him.
I'll give you that.
I give Tilly a little fist bump.
One of the Zons comes over and is like, would you like some mineral water?
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you for your patronage.
You are most welcome.
And he walks off, doing the little three-legged walk again.
So, what's the plan for the thing?
I don't know. Did anyone actually find out when it was going to happen?
They'll announce it.
Yeah, it's a spectacle thing.
Yeah, this is a show.
You, at that point, almost as if on cue, you hear a long trumpet horn blast, very like a kingly entry, and the big doors at the base of the staircase slam open, and you see two of these Zons dressed with the gold chains come marching out.
It'll sound like that probably.
I'm going to be staying further back, guys. So if I make an action, you'll know to follow the lead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be trying to keep an eye on this thief and make sure he doesn't make away with the diamond. If he tries anything and it looks like he's going to escape, I'm going to move.
Make a perception check for me.
That's a 3 on the dice, so 10.
You can't see Vaster again.
Oh yeah, well, I'm sure you watch the diamond.
Yeah. Okay. At this point,
sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you said you could like teleport somewhere or something.
I can kind of do it twice.
You could do it twice. So you could zip over, pick up the donut, and then zip back, and we all leave.
Yep.
I mean, that sounds like
he could get the donut, and then you can take one person with you, so there'll still be 2 of us left behind.
No, he can go to the donut, bring the donut back to the rest of us who haven't gone anywhere, and then we all leave with the bottle.
Yep.
Does that work immediately, or what? Do we know? Or are we gonna like open the bottle and then be like, look, stay back, this will only take a minute?
We could be evasive.
I mean, if we get into a corner and put gun in front of us, then I think we're pretty.
Here's the thing: I can
essentially built a wall.
I can also be invisible.
Ooh.
But like the teleporting thing would probably be noticed.
Yeah, and I feel like they probably have some sort of protections for that.
Probably.
But then again, they're eating rocks.
This is a bunch of people, a bunch of rich people watching things eat rocks.
Also, weirdly enough, like, just putting that out there, if I play a certain song really fast, I can move faster. That's just to put that out there.
You made that sound very normal.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you really slipped that one by me really quick there.
Well, that's, you know, when that Ifriti died?
Yeah.
I can do it after that.
Wait, what? Which Ifriti?
One that I had a
oh,
not the cool one.
Music battle out. Yeah. What are you on about? He was cool. Ish.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, so you can potentially be invisible, potentially teleport. We can use the bottle, but we're not sure whether or not it'll be like immediate or not. We're just sort of hoping.
How long could it take? Really?
73 years. That's a number. It could take.
Hopefully not that. Right.
It was that.
I mean, if we fail, we fail. So, like, what if we just go for it? You know,
if we position ourselves by the doors so that we can immediately leave. If we're going to be teleporting and stuff, then we can like get people to say like people out, and then the rest of us can run, and the people that are out can provide cover for the people running. So there is
at this point you hear it as Zon steps out from the double doors, and they're wearing a large cravat which covers their eye, and a long, like almost like a butler's suit, and you see they've got big cufflinks on, but no sleeves, just cufflinks around like suit cuffs. And as they come out, they open a big scroll, which they obviously can't read because their eye is covered. And the Zon goes, "By order of King Chodidori Chom Krabal, heir to all things, if he so chooses to have them, slayer of beasts and eater of rocks, please do come inside and greet His Royal Highness in preparation for the great feast tonight. All refreshments will be brought inside, and you may peruse the feast at your leisure. Please do not touch, and no taking. Thank you." He closes it, puts it under his arm, begins flipping, like quickly walking away. And you see people just sort of slowly begin meandering their way towards the open doors.
Well, I guess we should walk that way, get a lay of the land, and figure out how far away 500 feet is.
And let's not plan too much, because when we plan, it goes tits up anyway. So
Yeah, I mean, I keep thinking, what could I do in addition? Like hypnotic pattern, boom, stun them, jump in, bah.
Can
But,
you
like,
hypnotic pan like everybody though? Probably not.
probably the people, like when I get to that side of the table, like boom. But that's like time consuming.
I mean, this feels like an in and out job to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also, just like, let's be clear before we like the only planning we need to do is, are we definitely going to go for one or both or whatever's there?
If they're close enough together, definitely both. If two of us go, maybe we can get both as well. Also, depending on what's on the table, I'm just going to open the bag up and just go.
Be careful we don't fill that shit though. How much space do we have in there?
I mean, we got rid of quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we got rid of like the family heirlooms, unfortunately, but
yeah.
So that cleared up a lot of space.
I'm ready to get some new family heirlooms, to be honest.
I mean, there's a lot of gem heirlooms we can get right on that table.
Precisely.
That diamond is a pretty big heirloom.
It is.
Family heirloom.
Mm.
I'm not sure what family, though. It depends what accent you go with.
It sounded like it might literally be someone's family.
Yeah, his best friend. Is that right? What's their name?
Rockman.
My best friend.
Yeah.
We have pet names.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay.
I like to call him the amazing. What was it called?
What's his name, Tristan?
Galubderman. The amazing Galubderman is what he likes to be called. That's
That's
how he wanted to be presented, because his secret identity must be.
There's a Galubder bastard.
Let's go. Let's just do this. We're making this worse.
His name's Joffrey, okay? It's written down.
No, it was Joffrey, wasn't it? Fuck.
Yeah, it was Joffrey.
Don't carry.
Well, he didn't want to be known as that, but I'm getting shit for it, so. I'm not insensitive.
Debatable.
He says, flicking through his notes.
I flicked through nothing.
So we go in.
Okay. So you make your way into the main feasting hall here, and the interior is magnificent in its plainness. It is this huge, tall cavern. The ceiling here, as you look up, seems to, in the blackness, it's so high up you can't see the top, but in the blackness you see it twinkles like a night sky. And all around you here, these tall stalagmites of glittering rocks shimmer in the thin light which permeates the entire place. There are these heavy, thick peat smoke lanterns which billow out these clouds of black vapors that provide this small light here. But in the center, you see a great table that spirals its way up towards the ceiling of this cavern, going up and up and up, maybe 300-400 feet of table here. At the center of it is this huge spire, this great crystalline formation that refracts what little light is in here, covering the table in a prismatic spray, like looking through a kaleidoscope. And stood at the base of it there, their three arms sort of placed in a strange pyramidic formation that was almost like them steepling their hands, but when you have three hands, wearing a strange device which fits around the edge of his mouth so it holds a crown aloft above their head, and wearing the stereotypical like black and white spotted long red colored trailing kingly robes is King Trididori Chorm Krakrabal himself.
How does it feel knowing you're the only person alive that will ever say that?
Pretty good. Yep. And as everyone filters into this room, you hear some surprised murmurs from a few people And as you stare up, you can see all along this table are gemstones. You see diamonds, you see emeralds, sapphires, you see rubies, you see amethysts. There is all number of things here. Great shards of obsidian, beautiful flexed pyrite there, which just glitters in its, the fool's gold nature of it. And you can see right almost at the top, almost invisible from you right now because of how high up it is a glistening amber colored donut. Way, way up at the top of this table. And as you look down at the floor now, you see arcane runes circle the entire edge of the area of this room. And the king begins to speak. Hello. Welcome to my feast. I look forward to eating. I hope you look forward to watching me eat.
So, about that plan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that might be 500 feet, maybe.
Yeah, but those runes.
I don't think that magic's gonna do anything.
Whereabouts are the runes surrounding? Like the entire room or just the
From
table?
what you can see, because obviously it's hard to see this entire place because of how bright it is, they seem to follow the edge of the room. You can make an Arcana check to see what they might be.
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Arcana. It's a 17.
Yeah. All right. These appear to be anti-teleportation runes, specifically.
Specifically.
Well, in that case, it looks like it's pulling him off, innit?
Yeah, for me.
Just whisper to the guys, okay, change of plans. Pull him off. I can't teleport in those.
I mean, I could just go up and smash the table.
I mean, yeah, there's that, but like a lot of people, and it's a massive ass table. I mean, unless you want to like somehow dispel the magic.
All right.
I think if we can find the diamond, did we identify where the diamond was?
Make a perception check for me, please.
Hey, not 3, 18.
You can see about halfway up on a golden platter, not reminiscent of the way that a goose would be presented at a fancy feast, is a large lump of barely shiny rock, which is big enough to assume that it's the diamond, though it appears to be completely uncut. It's just rough diamond.
Like, we can worry about the diamond if it is like easy to get.
I was actually thinking if we can see the diamond, we might be able to keep an eye and see how someone gets to it and gets away with the runes. Because I doubt it's just going to be sprint up and hope that he's faster.
I mean, there's a lot of ways to rob a place without teleporting.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, should we defer to...
I mean,
How
look,
would you go about this?
This isn't some nobleman's country manor, Tristan.
I'm just, you know, people force me into the front of the group to talk all the time. I just thought, you know, never mind.
You can't tell your thief? Wow.
Yeah, that's not
You
rude,
use
Tristan.
those words. Till is the only one here that's a homeowner. Till is the only responsible one here. How dare you insinuate such things?
Getting so close to that veto being used. So close.
My spine tingles.
Yeah,
People, I am ready to eat. Are you ready to join me and watch me eat?
Yeah.
Woo!
See a few people begin clapping alongside. It was very dignified, very golf clapping. And the Zon King goes, yes, thank you. Takes a deep bow, and the crown sort of falls off his head and rolls along the floor. And you see the eye goes, sort of looks around a bit. Sort of shuffles round, begins reaching towards the first mouthful of food. Before it starts rummering up the table, and there's maybe 20 feet up, it just hands shoveling in all manner of gemstones before you've even blinked.
Okay,
And
guys. So,
as he does that, that is where we're going to end tonight. So you have a week to find out, to figure out how you are going to do this.
Oh, you'll give us a week for the dining room puzzle, but not for the dresses.
Yeah, that's right. I will. So, yeah. That happened. I think.
Yeah, I think that happened.
Yeah. I would have gone a bit longer, but I can, as you can probably guess by seeing me blow my nose all night, I can feel a cold coming on, and my voice is starting to feel very grainy. And doing the king and all of the Zon's voices, as well as Joffrey, is taking its toll. So unfortunately, we're going to have to be a bit shorter this week on account of the fact that I might not be able to talk in the morning. And I have another roleplay tomorrow night, so yeah.
It'll be fine.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. Yeah. So I'm glad you all enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that.
Ooh.
It was certainly a thing. You met some real characters tonight. Well, if any of the rest of you watching enjoyed this, you can catch up on all of the previous escapades of what happened on YouTube, where you can find all of the adventures that the party have undertaken so far in Kureon, as well as Susie's other D&D show, the Bike Club, which runs every other Wednesday. It's a Curse of Strahd campaign in a way that Chris Perkins probably never thought it was intended to be run. So you can catch up with that, as well as all the other streams that Susie does that she puts up there, including full playthroughs of games and speed paints. And if you want to catch up on anything else that we're doing, all of our other madness, you can follow us all on our Twitter handles, which are right below our names here. So do hug us up a follow on Twitter and just tell us what you thought. You know, it's always appreciative when we find out what's going on. Be sure to follow Susie as well for more fantastic content. And I'm going to go drink strepsils directly out of a tube. So,
sounds great.
Delicious.
Yeah. But yeah, all right then. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. And unless anyone else has anything to say, we'll see you next week for the great heist of King Chuddy Dory Chom Crackra Ball.
Bless you.
You're welcome. Bye.